Good afternoon everyone. Welcome to another tutorial video. This time I'm gonna show you how I make my bird pendant out of polymer clay. For this tutorial I'm making a replica of robin. You can see the picture of the robin that I'm using on Todd's phone there. So first of all, you just make a grey color ball as the body of the bird, and then you started to put all the different colors on it. But don't be too pedantic about where to put the color exactly. It doesn't have to be perfect. Plus polymer clay is very pliable. You can move them while you're shaping them, and you can add colors later on if you want. So just put the color the best you can. I'm using these homemade tools I made to smoothen all the edges of all the different colors. You can roll it, but when you roll it, it tends to stretch the color out. So that's why I like to use the tools. And then you start shaping the beak. As soon as you shape the beak, you can see the bird already. So it's not actually as hard as you think, guys. It's just a round ball with a beak. That's all it is. As you shaping your bird, make sure you always reference the photo all the time so you don't lose sight of what the bird should look like. In here I'm actually cutting half of the bird because it was too thick. Now we're gonna give it an eye. So first you make a hole, and then with a black clay you make a little tiny ball, and then you put it in a hole that you just made earlier. Here I'm checking my work against the photo again. And the next step is to use your needle to give texture to the bird so it's not too flat looking. As you can see, I made all my sculpting tools myself. This one is just a needle that I put on a clay. So this one's actually made out of 5 needles that I line up together and then bake inside a clay. It's very handy. And when I'm doing a really close-up work like this, like texturizing, I have to use a different reading glasses. So I use Todd's reading glasses, which is a lot stronger, so I can see really clear. So yeah, throughout this video you can see me swapping glasses all the time. I am now making the wing for the bird. So I'm just mixing some gray with some red. And then for the tip of the wing, I need to make black stripe. So I'm putting some black, some white, and some gray. Once I've got that, and then I will join it to the rest of the wing. Again, it doesn't have to be too precise. As you can see, it's not exactly the same as the picture, but it doesn't matter. And now it's time to give texture to the wing. See this tool come in handy again. I use this tool a lot, so I'm quite happy that I made it. Now the wing's ready. It's ready to be attached to the body. So once you attach it, you want to make sure that it stays on the body and not gonna fall off. So you attach it by using your tools, and then you smooth it out and give more texture to the wings if you have to. Now it's time to make the tail of the bird. As you can see in the picture, there is black and a little bit of gray. So that's what I'm doing. I'm attaching some black to a gray. And then start shaping it to look like a bird's tail, and then texturize it. Once the tail's done, it's ready to be attached to the bottom of the body. Now you also want to make sure that the tail's not going to fall off the bird during baking, so you need to use your tools to make sure that they're attached properly together. And that's what I'm doing now. So you make sure that the joints are seamless. Here I'm texturizing the bottom of the tail. You're probably wondering, why bother texturizing the bottom of the bird where you can't really see it anyway? You know, I like to make sure that the bird looks real from all sides or all angle. So here I'm comparing it with the picture again. Now I'm ready to make the legs for the bird. You just make a long sausage shape, really skinny one, and then you cut it to size and then attach it to the bottom of the bird. This bird is perching on a branch, so I attach the leg to the branch. And when you're attaching it to the branch, that's your opportunity to make the fingers. I find that's the easiest way to do than actually making the fingers. It's too hard. Okay, now I'm ready to make the backing for this bird. I'm making it against a night sky, so that's why it's black. And because this is going to be a pendant, don't forget to make a hole on top of the backing. Now I'm giving texture to the back of the bird. This is not to make it look like feathers. This is just so that it can stick to the backing really well during baking. So it's like the glue. And then you just place the bird on the backing. This little white dot here is actually the moon. And I thought it'd be nice to have cloud going over the moon, so I make some sliver of gray color clay and put it in front of the moon. Alright, now it's the last bit of the pendant. I've decided to put some leaves on the branch where the bird perched on. I thought it'll look nicer. So that's it. That's the end product of the robin pendant. I hope you like it. This morning when I was making the robin, I was also making two other pendant. One being the Australian magpie. So I didn't actually video the making of the bird, but I thought I'd show you how I attach it to the pendant. If you want me to make a more detailed tutorial on how to make the magpie, of course I can. You just have to let me know. I'm happy to do that. Here I'm making the grass where the magpie is going to be standing on. So this bird is actually not going to be on a tree. And I've decided to make the backing light blue for a daytime sky. And here I'm attaching the grass properly to the pendant so that they won't fall off during the baking. So that's basically how I attach the magpie to the pendant. The other pendant I was making is of this tree sparrow. We used to call this burung gereja, which means church bird. That's the direct translation for it. But when I Google, it says sparrow, tree sparrow. So I'm making the backing for this bird. It's going to be on a brick wall, a painted brick wall. So here I'm making the outline for the bricks. This bird is going to be perching on a branch. So that's what I'm making now. I just make a long skinny sausage shape out of brown clay and make sure it has a pointy tips, and then you use your needle to give texture to the branch like so. And then I'm putting some pink color flower. Well, I thought I'm putting flowers on, but no. I've changed my mind. I've decided I'm gonna have to put the bird first. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I can continue with the flowers. I can remember why I changed my mind then, because I find sometimes you put flowers in the wrong spot and then it ended up being covered by the bird. So I've learned that it's better to put the bird on first and then put the flowers and the leaves after. That's the reason. Well guys, we are towards the end of the video. Thank you very much to everybody that's still watching at this point and hasn't clicked off from the video. I hope you learned something from it. If you need clarification on anything that I did on this video, please do so. Feel free to write me a comment or send me an email. But most of all, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.